Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
Starting to pick up.
Yep. Well, that'll be great on live, on a podcast.
Hey, we may lose one of these canopies. There it goes.
Oh, boy.
I knew that was going to happen.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Yeah, you're live, Irma. Welcome. What's up, Irma? How you doing? We got you. Hey, we're tapped into your computer there too, where you work. We can actually see you on video. I hacked your computer. So beautiful earrings today, Irma. You're always beautiful. Very nice.
You're so silly.
You hear that this morning?
I heard something.
That's just me catching my breath after getting up to adjust the camera. I was actually what it was it's a little winter air today.
Is that what that is?
As we are so everly closer to a chilly season.
When you have toddlers at home, though, you're supposed to be in better shape because you're chasing them around.
You are, yes. Well, I don't know. I was talking to Bridget last night. I said, maybe I feel like I have less energy. But you know what it is? It's the delayed processing of 7 McRibs this past season. It takes a while.
No, what it is, and I've looked for this. I haven't found it yet. But what it is when they're little, they have electrodes attached to your bed. And so while you're sleeping, they draw all your energy out and give it to them.
Well, there it is.
Now, my children were little. I moved several times.
Conspiracy theory.
And I looked for those electrodes, but never found them. So I think they went in at night and moved, took them down before I found them.
This is entirely her theory, not mine.
This is your jump start this morning on Wednesday Wisdom, by the way. So, Kaye, I forgot to annoy you this morning. Hold on. Here we go. I didn't get a chance to do that today. Kaye got me good.
That's because you forgot.
Kaye got me really, really, really good at our WCRC little Christmas party.
Christmas party?
Yeah, you got me good because I'm always annoying Kaye in the morning. Before I didn't get to do it this morning, but I always adjust her microphone whenever she has it off her ear, and she scared the living everything out of me. What was it you did? I jumped, and Bridget looked at me, and she started cracking up. What was it that you did to me?
We were doing the White Elephant Christmas exchange, and you had something in your hands.
Yeah.
I think it was a cup or something, or
I
your
thought
drink.
it was liquor.
Anyway, whatever you had in your hands, I just grabbed it real quick.
Yeah, that's right. And I went like this, and I jumped. So, Kaye, you got me. So thank you for that. You got me.
She gets me a lot. Right between the eyes.
Yeah, I've noticed a little black right there on the old crown of the old. What is this called right here in between your eyes?
Your finger.
What is there a name for that though? Like the right in between.
My dad used to call this a snot trough.
Snot trough. For those of you on Spirit Radio, Rick Boehning was talking about the little bump there on your upper lip. So the old snot trough. I like that, Rick.
That's what my dad used to call it.
Never know what we're going to discuss on this show in the morning, and this is why we don't have this is why we need to have a 30-minute meeting before each show, Rick.
Okay, so my dad, this is the chicken,
Between the eyes,
this is the rooster,
on the chin,
and this is the pullet.
and the what?
Pullet.
The pullet.
So what is this?
The chicken.
What is
The
this?
rooster.
And what is this?
You're not going to pull it.
That's what she did. She does that to children.
I love it. Well, hey, friends, here we are. A lot of folks joining us this morning, too. Maybe the most listeners we've had on the Spirit Radio FM app this morning. So we want to welcome all of you that are joining us on the Spirit Radio FM app this morning. And before we intro, Kaye.
Well, and if you don't know, a pullet is a baby chicken.
Pull it as a baby chicken. Okay, all right. I like to eat. I'm not big on pulling chickens. I let the food processors do that, but I eat them. I just couldn't pull a chicken out of the. The other day I was thinking about this. I was driving by, and I won't mention the names because, I eat chicken, I eat beef, all that. I'm not against that. But it's just, I do have a heart for animals, though. And, man, I'm cruising down the road. We have a lot of chicken farms around all over, not right here in Huntsville, but I'm talking about all over East Texas. You see, whenever I was driving out broadcasting for high school games, you'd get behind these chicken 18-wheelers. And then poor chickens were just packed in there to the brim. And I was like, what a terrible way to go out. You're packed up in there, and then, but you know what? You taste good. So, but I have a little compassion for them little feathered friends. So, anyways.
There's a reason they call them bird brains.
Maybe I've got one. Hey, this morning, check it out. Kanga is with us. And welcome here, Rick. Here, look, Kanga is right there with us, joining us this morning. Those of you on the app, you can't see her, but she is a little Chihuahua puppy. And we were so worried. What was it, 2 weeks ago, Rick? Mm-hmm. That you had her here. You had to leave early because you were taking her to the vet. And boy, I'm not saying it like in a joking or a negative way, but literally thought that poor little pup was on her last breath. And
I left here to go there because I figured they were going to have to put her down.
Yeah, and then this morning, I asked Rick the next couple of days how's she doing. She goes, "Oh, she's fine. She's back to being healthy." And this morning, your great nephew is here, Jaden, which Rick has gave him a coin. We'll have to tell that later. He's coined him as a term here. Or was that you, Kaye? Who did that?
It was Rick.
It was Rick. Okay, so we'll release that information.
I just snitched it out.
Okay, we'll release that information soon.
Look at him over there.
Yeah, we'll get him on the camera. Don't worry. That's why we have this extra mic pole over here. We sometimes string a camera and a microphone over there. But we'll let you know about that a little bit later, maybe on the tail end of the show if he's still deciding to sit around here. But Jaden came in and he had Kanga, and man, she was running around on the floor.
Yeah.
Like running.
She's much better than she was.
How old is that pup?
15.
Nearly 15.
He's a little puppy right there. See, she says.
Oh, she just turned 15.
Did she?
Yeah.
What day?
November 4th.
Do y'all have like dog birthdays where you get treats, biscuits?
No, but I remember.
I do. I get the
He
treat.
doesn't remember when she was born, so.
Rick gets one.
Yeah.
Well, friends, great show lined up today. As always, we are here on a wonderful Wednesday, as our good friend Jennifer Augustinetti likes to say. We want to welcome you in. Let us know that you're out there this morning as we get started. It's always our joy and privilege to bring you a new episode each and every weekday here on Hello Huntsville through Good Morning Huntsville. Big thank you to Elliot Herzlich online at elliotsjewelers.com. We appreciate Elliot and all of his generous support in the community. Elliot just made a donation on behalf of his clients to the Safe House for the holiday season. So I know that the community, Elliot, and the Safe House appreciates that generosity. A big thank you, too, to Paul Oley of the Gallery. Wouldn't be here in this little space without Paul. And then, of course, Elliot helping us to financially solidify our studio space. So we appreciate all the support. And obviously here on a Wednesday, or a Wednesday, depending on how you wake up and, what you were dreaming about. Sometimes if you have like a good old country dream, sometimes you may dream about being on a train and eating a good meal, out in the middle of the wilderness. And so you may wake up and be like, well, it's a Wednesday. But if you had a dream that you were in a big city, you may wake up and be like, well, it is a Wednesday. But last night,
Wait.
Or it's a Wednesday.
or wet nest day. If you wake up and you maybe should have wore a diaper, it may be wet nest day. So you never know. You never know what day it is. But we do want to welcome you, and of course, couldn't be here on Wednesday without our great friends Kaye and Rick Boehning of Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. They are the education experts, especially in early childhood development here in our community. We'll talk to Kaye a little bit more about what's happening at Tomorrow's Promise, and we'll continue on our final segment here this Wednesday of Kaye's Wednesday Wisdom with some Christmas facts. We've enjoyed the last 2 weeks. Kaye has really just encouraged us to learn more about this holiday season. Of course, Jesus is the reason for the season, but Kaye has been giving us some insight into more of the story of Jesus and some of the background, and we generously appreciate that. And also this morning, we are honored to have our good friend Terry Coleman will be joining us, one of our real estate experts here on Hello Huntsville. She and Vicki McKenzie team up as our real estate experts, and we enjoy hearing insight about the real estate world and maybe what's in store for 2024. So we'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later. Do want to remind you today a very important event is coming up, and this will be happening from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. First Baptist Church. We have been thankful for the opportunity to donate a bus for transportation. And there will be a certified CDL driver that will be shuttling folks back and forth from Safe House and the Good Shepherd Mission. This is the Community Christmas Lunch happening today, presented by Humphrey's Bar and Grill, Stevenson Distributing, the Jolly Fox, Cowboy Contractors, and FTC Realty and Investment. Friends, if you know of somebody, or maybe you're in that boat, there's no judgment that's going to happen here. This is a community Christmas lunch happening today, and if you just need a meal, or you know of someone who needs a meal, or maybe you know folks that are living on the streets. We do have folks here in this community that are transients that just some folks don't have a place to lay their head, and maybe things are financially tough for you right now. We want to encourage you to come out today from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Walker County Storm Shelter. Our good friends at Walker County OEM also helping to make this possible. I know Butch Davis has talked to the folks as well, and we appreciate their support and open up this facility, along with Tara Burnett and the Hearts Veterans Museum. But again, it is the Christmas Community Lunch, and if you don't have a way to get there, if you can get over to Good Shepherd Mission or Safe House, that shuttle will be running throughout the day from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. But it's going to be a great meal. Appreciate George Spentos and many other folks who have made this happen today. That is what Huntsville is all about, Kaye, and I just love this time of the year, not because the Christmas season and everything that Christmas is about and our Savior, but I just love the spirit of people coming together. Mm-hmm. So it has been exciting. Speaking of that, you guys were a sponsor of the recent Kidpreneur.
Yeah, that was fun.
Thing that happened.
That was a lot of fun.
So, Kaye, you told us on social media yesterday you shelled out the cash to these youngsters. What was it like? Tell us more about it.
Oh, Rick said that we used to have a booth at Canton, and he's like, we should have had a child at our booth, because he said, you spent more here than you've spent anywhere else ever.
I think there was 50 or so children that were there.
Yeah, I think there were about.
Oh,
well, there were more
50
children
vendors.
than that. There was about 50 vendors, I think.
That were children.
But there
were
was
kids everywhere. I was one of them. I know.
Well, we saw it. Yeah, I figured
you
as
see
much.
me
What did you
play?
get? Did you get Rick one of those pop guns? Did they have those?
She wouldn't let me have one.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't have any, but I did steer you clear of the wooden knives.
That is pretty cool. What was? I mean, there were so many children that were there. As these vendors. What was the excitement of the day? I know a lot of folks. Chris Brown said that he estimated probably about 1,500 or so showed up from the community. Mm-hmm. What was the excitement like out there?
It was really neat to see all the children and them expressing gratitude when you bought something from them and saying Merry Christmas and thank you.
Some of them were out there trying to hawk their wares, which we need to hire those children in the future.
Just have them stand in front. Tomorrow's Promise. Come on in.
But there was a variety of things there too. There was one child that had done woodworking and wood carving. One had done wood burning. There was some jewelry out there. There were a lot of baked goods. Books. One little boy was selling different collective rocks.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Polished rocks.
Yeah. It was just the variety was nice, and
If the kid next door had been selling slingshots.
Yeah, was there any of that going on? Was there slingshot?
I didn't see any. But
no. But it was good to see, and the people coming out and supporting the children. And there was a variety of prices, from $1 for a couple of cookies to I think $5 is what I spent to buy some cinnamon rolls. But it was about
It was a whole pan, and they
Yeah.
were good. I had one.
and he usually eats cinnamon rolls.
Looking at the
so-
table right here this morning, and I don't
There's
see anything.
nothing there,
I don't see
Jaden.
I don't see anything, Rick. So, we're all about food on this show, and it's been quite some time since food has made an entrance. So maybe this morning you're listening, and Kyle or whoever's listening this morning, maybe you just feel a tug at your heart. This generous holiday season of giving. This morning, as we're just a few days away from Christmas, and you look into the camera this morning, or you look onto your screen, and
see
you say,
the gaunt look in my
yeah,
eye.
and you see Kaye and Rick, and poor Jaden over here looks like he hasn't eaten in 2 weeks, and maybe this morning I feel like bringing those folks some breakfast tacos. Just feel free to come on in.
I was going to say I have some peanut butter brittle in the car, but I'm not sure I want to share.
Yeah, well, you keep that, Kaye. Okay, I don't want to
We've
steal
also got some beef jerky, so you can put them together.
I don't want to steal your brittle. that's like instead of steal your thunder. I don't want to steal your brittle. Where did that word come from? That's one of those funny words, brittle.
Brittle just means it breaks easy, and that's not true. Have you ever tried to eat any?
But where did it come from? Was some guy sitting around and
I don't know. It's one of those words
brittle.
like buzz that sounds like what it is.
When you make it, it's in a pan in one sheet. You got to break it up.
yeah, but the word, it just sounds weird. Have you ever said words that you say, but then you don't think about them, and the moment you think about it, like that sounds weird, brittle.
There's a science fiction story about that.
About what words? Mm-hmm. What is it?
Yeah, I think it's called Stanley Toothbrush.
Okay, well, I just think about it. Like one day I was watching a show and they started talking about rutabagas. And I guess that's like a word for a radish or something. And
Yeah, it looks kind of like a radish, big red vegetable.
I was like, who thought of that? Somebody was sitting around one day and was like, oh, it sounds like a good old East Texas word, brittle does. Well, I'm just over here sitting on the creek, brittle. Doesn't it, Rick?
No.
I guess. All right, we're done with the show today. So thank you.
Rick's not cooperating.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Rick. This is why we need to have a 30-minute meeting before the
I know
show.
a little bit entomology,
See, I don't even know what that word means. Entomology?
where words come from.
Well, I don't even know I didn't know the word where words come from. So there you go, Rick. All right. Well, hey, good morning to you, Tara Burnett. I'm just going to switch
Tell
gears,
this
man.
guy anything.
Switching gears. Tara saying, can't wait to see everyone at the lunch today. Also proud of all the people that have signed up to volunteer. It's going to be a great day. I know our good friend Steph Valley from Magnolia Kennel messaged us yesterday morning and said that she was going to be there helping out. So we generously, I can't say that word today.
Generously?
We appreciate the generous support of the community. You know what it was? Yesterday we had our HLI and we were at TDCJ and in all seriousness, we took a tour. It was a great day. We took tours of some of the prisons here in the community, the WIN unit, and also at the Huntsville unit, the Walls unit, and it just gives you a whole new perspective on
It does.
on just the way of life, and some of those guys are in there for some really really bad stuff,
We've both been through that.
Yeah.
But it was a somber moment because we were actually had the privilege to go into the actual execution chamber, and you just think about people, and I'm not, and this morning I'm not leading in the direction of do you support that or do you not support it, but you walk in there and you're in this, it's a much smaller room than you would imagine when you see pictures of it. Of course, they don't allow any photography or videos in there, but they do have some old, different photos. You can find them on the internet that TDCJ has released. But I'm telling you, when you walk in there, it's just it's almost a somber feeling. Knowing that, man, there has been a lot of people, and a lot of bad guys have been on that, and some bad ladies too. But you think about that situation, and I mean, it really, not in a negative way, but it just really got me to think yesterday. And it was, what you see on TV is not what it really is in reality. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You
And they had the little area for people to sit there and watch. Would you want to watch that?
Yeah, it was just it was weird to again, I don't really have the words for it, but it was a great tour. There's so much that goes on here in Huntsville, in our prison system. And a big shout out to all those that work at TDCJ. Because if you walk in there, we were told don't interact with the prisoners, obviously, and they did a very good job of keeping everybody separate. When we walked by, there were guards that told the guys, hey, wait a minute. But there was a moment where we did interact because we went into the piddler shop. And the piddler shop is, these are the inmates there that have earned the privilege. They are hand-selected by the warden to be able to use tools, heavy machinery, things like that. And they're making leather that you can buy. I mean, the community can buy. You were telling me earlier, Kaye, that you guys have bought some stuff. You just have to go through the warden's office to purchase those items. But there's a guy in there. He's in there for life. And, I don't go into details about what are you in here from life for. I'm not going to ask him that. But he was like, I'm in here for life.
You really don't want to know?
No, I do not want to know. And he just said, I'm in here for life. And, I'm able to make these items and sell them. And he's obviously been on really good behavior and has an immaculate record behind the wall to be able to have that privilege to be at that piddler shop. But there was probably, I don't know the number, maybe 30, 40 guys in there. And they're making everything from boots. Belts, the boots were unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. I can't afford a pair, but I'd like to have some.
I mean, just unbelievable. And, and so we did get to interact with some of those guys because you mentioned earlier the children were like hawking their items. Well, these guys were.
Yeah.
They have flyers and brochures when you walk into the pillar shop. So I brought all that up because you think that it's just people behind these metal bars all the time like you see on TV or in these big pods. And that's not the case. It's almost like a mini city inside of there. And they have an automotive shop. There was prisoners in there that are, rebuilding cars and tractors. And they were joking around. One lady said, if we get a car in here from TDCJ that's 200,000 miles, that's brand new to us. That car is just getting started. And so they're able to retrofit. And for those that want to bark about our criminal system and all that, I encourage you to get a group together and go on a tour of these facilities. And it's going to change your thinking and your perspective.
It's amazing what they can do in there.
I mean, they're putting out 80,000 license plates a day.
Well, that was an amazing thing to see,
which was crazy. And the gentleman that oversees that was like, the whole state of Rhode Island does 200,000 a year. We're doing 80,000 a day. And just to see that process, the mattress factory, to see how these mattresses are made.
See the cotton come in and then go into the thread and then go into the end product. That's really cool.
And the warden encourages, if you've got a group together and you want to take a tour of these facilities, especially the Huntsville unit, call them up and they'll arrange that for you. I would not encourage, local. It's not a field trip for sure, but businesses, adults, get over there and see what this is about. And,
there are a lot of rules to go in. You have to give them your driver's license, and you can't take in any cameras or anything. They don't want the women wearing jewelry. You got to be dressed modestly. There's all kinds of rules for going in because you don't want to create a problem with how you look when you go in.
I will say this, been to the jail. The jail's a lot different. When you're in prison, I mean, a lot of times this is long term. You're there 2+ years, sometimes to life. And it's a whole different setting in the prison versus the jail. The jail is kind of that holding area, waiting to see what happens next. Like I said, when you get to the prison, it's like a mini city. And I'll say it like this, just from human being to human being, every one of those guys that we encountered, they were all respectful. Like, even though we were told, don't interact with the prisoners or the inmates, they were saying hi to us when we walked by. And, it's just, it was just a surreal setting. But you got to, and for the TDCJ employees, you got to be on your hands and, I'm sure they do all the training and all that, but you got to be on your P's and Q's because a lot of those guys are nice, but you never know what could happen the next moment. So you just always have to be aware of your surroundings.
Kind of like dealing with Kaye.
Kind of like I was going to say dealing with Rick. Well, friends, we're going to take a break. We've got your local weather coming up. Hey, rain back in the forecast this weekend, so I don't want to spoil your weekend, but we do have some showers in the forecast, but enjoy the next couple of days. We'll have your local weather, a word from our sponsors, and then our good friend Terry Coleman, one of our real estate experts here on Hello Huntsville, joins us on the other side. We'll learn more about real estate market coming up in 2024. For now, though, do want to remind you, I'm giving away $20 again today just because Kaye's on the show and she can't win it. I like to give away money when Kaye's here because she can't text to win on the day she's here.
I wanted the Cafe Texan.
Hey, you guys have won $60 though the last week and a half because folks have been taking their $20 and donating it back to Imagination Library.
To us.
No, it doesn't go to us, but that's great that it's going to the children.
Yeah.
I think
That's what I was saying. Y'all have
they're so
won
blessed.
through Imagination Library and Tomorrow's Promise. Yeah, so it goes back to the children. But so maybe that's you this morning. I'm going to go ahead and put the conviction on. If you win the $20, feel free to donate it back to somewhere else.
We're sending out over 1,000 books a month now.
I love that. Yeah, we got our next one from Braylon in the mail. Saw it yesterday, and we read it last night. It was about caterpillar eating all sorts of stuff. And it had little punch holes in it. It was awesome. Braylon loved it, by the way. She counted to 10. So this week's keyword, as we'll continue on, it's joy. Giving away $20 today on Cash App or Venmo. Please, guys, if you don't have a Cash App or Venmo, can you please get one? I had to go to the bank and get a $20 bill and take it to somebody again. Liz, if you're watching, that was you. And I don't mind it because I saw it.
Don't call anybody out or
But
anything.
come on, man. Get a Cash App. It's like this tedious process. You got to get up, get in your car, drive to the bank. Even though I love Walker County Federal Credit, I always like to go in there and say hi.
I was going to say, what's the problem? You go.
It's just extra
chat.
time.
Have you ever driven in Houston?
Yeah, but it's like 15 minutes, man. I can send
You
you
can't
a
even
cash.
get out of your neighborhood in Houston.
I'm sending Kate, when people redonated the money, I've sent it over to Tomorrow's Promise, to y'all's Venmo for Tomorrow's Promise, literally before the show's over. Get a Venmo or a Cash App.
You know what? I'll go get it for you.
Okay, Rick, thank you. I got our intern starting on January the 17th. That'll be her job from now on. So I won't do that to her. She ain't going to learn nothing running back and forth to the bank for me. The keyword is joy.
I probably need to teach her.
You're not emulating joy by griping.
I'm not. You're right.
mean,
This is
really.
an uplifting show. Thank you, Kay. Keyword is joy along with your name on our Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line. $20 heading to somebody today. All you got to do is text in the keyword joy. Please put your name there as well. 936-339-0139. As always, our show's on Wednesdays brought to you by Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. We'll step aside, take a break. Here's a look at your local weather and a word from our sponsors. We'll be back in a moment. This is your show. It is Good Morning Huntsville. Hey friends, Rob Pip here. Here's your weather update. Today, expect mostly cloudy skies early. Don't forget your sunglasses, though, as it will gradually become sunny later in the day. Temperatures peaking around a comfortable 69 degrees with the southeast wind blowing at around 10 miles per hour. As we head into tonight, the clouds will make a comeback, bringing mostly cloudy conditions. The mercury dropping to a low around 53, and the southeast wind will continue at a gentle pace of 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then as we look ahead to Thursday, a similar story. The day will be mostly cloudy with highs in the upper 60s. The southeast wind persisting, maintaining those speeds of 5 to 10 miles per hour. Rain, though, coming this weekend. Stay tuned right here on Spirit Radio FM for more updates. Until then, have a wonderful and blessed day, friends.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are. Third location on Veterans Memorial, coming soon. Visit tpms.life for more information. Education you can trust.
Hey friends, Rob Hip here. As a guy, jewelry's not really my thing. I never know what I'm looking for. I feel uncomfortable, and I just don't understand how certain things look good together. But that's why I depend on Elliot Herzlich at Elliot's Jewelers. Whenever Bridget and I wanted to get engaged, we said, we need to go to a place to where someone's going to take care of us. They're going to make me feel comfortable as a guy, but they're also going to take care of her needs as well. So I went into Elliot's, and he was so gracious and compassionate with my understanding, and I wanted something that looked a little masculine for my engagement band, and he said, I've got the perfect thing for you. And he found some white hammered gold that was trimmed in 14 karat gold, also put a diamond on that ring to signify my love for Bridget. And as we grow and our family grows, we can put a diamond around the rest of those. So friends, if you're looking for someone that is dedicated to customer service, that understands the needs of people and does what's right all the time, there's nobody better than my friend. It's Elliot Herzlich at Elliot's Jewelers. Visit him online at elliotsjewelers.com.
HuntsvilleTexas.com. This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted, family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
When you live and work in the town where you were born and raised, lots of people become just like family. I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Over the years, we've shared a lot of good times and some tough times, and I'm honored to be the one you call on in your time of need. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, our goal is to help our neighbors in need and always provide the most outstanding service available, even on those really tough days. I thank you for your trust in us. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we're here for you.
Ho, ho, ho!
This is Jensen.
This is Zane. And Caroline.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
This is Leah Lineback with Sweet Caroline's Floral Shop. Our family would love to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Email your holiday greeting at victory@spiritradio.fm.
Sound of the holidays. We bring you back in here 7:31 in the morning. 29 minutes to get to work if you have to be there at 8 a.m. this morning. A lot of people getting fired from watching this show, so make sure you get to work, please. I don't need any lawsuits this morning. It's not my fault if you... That's just your irresponsibility. Just wanted to throw that out there. It's not my fault if you are glued to this show for whatever wacky reason, and then you decide, oh, I'm just not going to go to work today. Don't blame me. Blame Kaye. It's her fault. Just kidding, Kaye. It's not your fault.
I was going to say, did you have more response at people being on at 6:30 in the morning when you started early yesterday?
You know, we did not. So that got rid of the myth that if we started really early.
Well, no, because a lot of people didn't know.
No,
I mean, Clay was texting everybody saying, "Hey, it's on, it's on, it's on."
No, just Kaye. We're not starting at 5:30. Okay.
I didn't say 5:30.
I'm just kidding. I didn't say 5:30. I said 4:30. No, I'm just kidding. We're actually going to be starting at 7:30, starting in January. So, and it's not to sleep in. It's we got to get the kiddos up early. So I'm going to be dropping Braylon off probably with you guys at like 6, and then I got to go run and drop Caden off, and then get over here and.
Well, we start at 9.
I'd like.
I personally have a couple people listen to it, and they're supposed to be at work at 8. So, Tammy, so she's going to be late, because she listens to you every morning.
It's tomorrow's Promise's fault. You guys sponsored on Wednesday, so it's your fault, okay? I'm just kidding. All right, here we are. Welcome back in. We appreciate everybody joining us on a Wednesday. Appreciate Jaden over there. He's our coffee. What do you call it? Like connoisseur? Is that the right word? Connoisseur? Connoisseur. See, there it is. The heartthrob of Huntsville over here telling us what's up. We are here on a Wednesday. We want to welcome you back in. Thanks for joining us. As always, our show brought to you by our good friends Rick and Kaye Boehning of Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. And today, one of our real estate experts here on Hello Huntsville joins us, Miss Terry Coleman. She's with us once a month. And Terry, good to see you. Good morning.
Thank you.
Love the blue
you gonna
today.
Pour the coffee into that sugar
this
bowl
big
there,
old thing, sugar? No, this is kind of my little tag thing.
Here it is. Hey, Terry, camera's right there.
Okay.
Here we go. Ready?
Whether you need to borrow a cup of sugar or just have some real estate questions answered, I'm your next door agent.
Your next door agent, Terry Coleman, here with us today. Terry, good to see you.
Thank you.
Hey,
it's been a while.
I just wanted to say, I'm happy everything's going good for you.
Thank you.
We were keeping you in our prayers. I know just a couple of little things going on, and everything's going good. And so we just love you guys so much, you and your husband, and we're so glad to have y'all in Huntsville. So
Thank you.
How have you been? Everything going good? Real estate market. We'll talk about that in a minute. What's ahead in 2024? before. We just released your latest article on the website, but let us know how things have been. What's been going on?
Things have been good. Of course, I've been out of pocket recovering from my surgery, but outside of that, things have been going well. One of the big things that I wanted to get sold this year is sold, and I'm closing on the 29th of this month.
Awesome.
Our real estate team was named top producer with Caldwell Bankers again for November.
Wonderful.
So things are rocking, even if I was out and about, out of pocket for a few months. Our team was still out there working and doing things, so we're good.
Well,
everything's
great.
good.
I've been
looking forward to the new year.
It's such a blessing when you can leave for a few days or a month or something
or a couple.
I was going to say, or a few months.
that you have a good team that picks it up.
Yes. And I do, and they're good.
Yeah, I do too.
So.
Well, Terry Coleman is here, and Terry, it's we're winding down. Christmas is it's going to be here in 5 days. The countdown for me stopped because it's getting so close. When it's like you're 30 days out, you're like, 30, 29, 28. And then when you're in that final week, you're like, can it just get here?
Yeah.
What
so
happens?
We can move on.
Yeah. Well, what happens for you as a real estate agent as Christmas is here to things, I would imagine on the holiday, obviously kind of almost come to a grinding halt, but then they pick right back up. But for you as an agent, what is maybe this week leading up to Christmas like?
It's just this week is just finalizing some paperwork, getting things done. Like I said, I've got my last closing is on the 29th. I need to make sure all of that is ready to go. And so it's just mainly paperwork. There's not a lot of showings this week. Not to say that we wouldn't have any, but typically, no, we don't. The week of. Leading up to Christmas, that's really a very good time for the people who are out looking. But the week of Christmas, no, we're good.
I think we touched base on this a little bit, but when you think of the holiday season, we were talking earlier on our shows about just staging and how the Christmas lights and all that. I mean, you just hit the nail on the head. I think it's a great time for people who are looking to purchase a home to go out and start looking because they can see what it looks like at Christmas with the houses all decorated up.
A lot of times people come in to homes and they're like, oh, we could put the tree there. Oh, no, we can put it here. And then when they are actually out there looking during the Christmas holidays, they can see where everybody else is putting their tree and things like that. So Christmas is a big celebration, as well as and it's an important family celebration. So people are looking at that.
For us as a I guess we purchased our home here a couple of years ago, but we had moved, so we didn't really have a chance to ever decorate our home for Christmas. I am never a fan of getting ready for Christmas before Thanksgiving. Kaye, are you? Any of y'all?
No, I don't. It's a rule in my house. Now, Thanksgiving Day, we may bring all the stuff down from the attic, but then that's all we do. It's the day after Thanksgiving we start.
Well, I was so excited because we'd never decorated our house for Christmas. And secondly, the babies, especially Braylon, I was trying to get her out of Halloween mode. She never got into Thanksgiving mode. All she said was pumpkins, but that was tied into Halloween. So she never really got into, she was all about Halloween, but never got into Thanksgiving.
No turkeys?
Maybe like one or two turkeys, but that was it. And so I was like, how do I get her out of this Halloween mode? And so I said, well, Christmas will probably get her out of it. So I broke my rule, and we started putting up lights right before Thanksgiving. But I'm going to tell you, and I brought all that up because for us, it brings this sense of joy when you're driving by and your home is decorated and you have lights up, and it's just a special time of the year. And so I could only imagine for someone that's looking to purchase a home as they drive through the neighborhoods. And I think it's a great thing for neighborhoods too, because like we're out in Elkins, the neighborhoods, and Kaye, you're out there as well. It's beautiful right now. You see lights all over the place, and I think if you're looking for a home and you drive through Elkins, you're like, man, I want to get a home out here because of how beautiful it is this time of the year.
That's right. The warm feeling.
So, well, the holiday season's going to be here, 5 days away, Christmas, and then we focus our attention. I don't want to get into it too quick because I'm not ready for 2024, but we kind of move in to 2024, and that's your latest article. You can find it under our real estate expert guide on HelloHuntsvilleTX.com. There are articles there by Terry and Vicky that'll keep you up to date with what's happening in the real estate world here in our area. But your latest article, I really like it. It's a lot about predictions for 2024. So what is the market looking like?
We're going to have a good year. The first quarter is predicted by a lot of real estate experts that it's going to decline. The property values will decline a little bit. There won't be many properties on the market. But then after that, after the first quarter, interest rates are going to start coming down. And then when that happens, then, of course, more properties are going to come back up on the market. And then when that happens, the value is going to go up. So we're going to have a strong 2024. I'm
seeing right here, some of the interest rates. There's an expectation of a gradual reduction, as you just mentioned. This is all in Terry's article, by the way, at hellohuntsvilletx.com. A gradual reduction in interest rates from the highs of 7 to 8%, which is crazy to think about. And I know you guys are laughing because I didn't experience it in the 80s, but I was just a little child. My parents had to worry about it, not me. But, the interest rate should be dropping, predicted back to 5 to 5 3/4
right.
or so.
So it'll be good.
When you think about those interest rates, and I'm not good at the math, but each point or each percentage, that adds a considerable chunk, right?
Yes, significantly.
So we'll see that. One thing that I've started to notice, Terry, as I'm driving through, and maybe Kaye, you've noticed this too in our neighborhood, is there's still a lot of houses for sale, but it seems like that number is starting to get smaller now. It seemed like when I was driving through a few months ago, like almost every other house was for sale in Elkins. And now as I drive through the same route going home, I'm like, where there was 10 houses for sale, now there's only 2 or 3.
Right. The market's getting better. Inventory has slowed down, but like I said, once interest rates start coming down, inventory will come back up.
I would hate to be in the position of the Fed having to figure out how to adjust these interest rates because I guess it's all based on supply and demand. And it's like, okay, well, we need to get the market kind of booming again, so let's lower the rate. Now the market's going strong, so let's raise the rate. Is that kind of how all this stuff works together?
Well, there's a whole lot more than that, but pretty much yes. But what they have found is to get the real estate market moving, you need to be under 6%. And that's where you need to be for first-time home buyers. And there's actually predicted something like 40 million new home buyers that are ready, set to come. They're just waiting for the interest rates to come down. And that is from the age group of 26 to 38. That's usually considered your first-time home buyers.
Terry, you've been in...
First time I bought a home, it was at 6%. And $14.56 a month went towards the principal. It was...
my first home was 14%. So...
You're younger than me.
Well, luckily we're not having to worry about that. Hopefully we will never get to that again.
That's right. 5% is a good level to get the market moving.
Terry, you've been in the industry, 30-plus years now? You've seen a lot of...
34.
34 going on this season, 35 coming up here in 2024. You have seen so much throughout this area. Maybe... if you have any insight onto growth in this area, I know communities like New Waverly are really booming right now, but what has that growth been like as far as maybe new construction here in Walker County specifically?
Oh, my goodness. We have a lot of new construction going on. In fact, that's one of the bigger competitions for properties being on the market because now that first buyers are coming out, the interest rates are coming down, first buyers are coming out, they now have more of an option for a home that's on the market that's been lived in before or new construction. In fact, right here in Huntsville, we have something like 5 new neighborhoods coming in.
Yeah, that's like 5 to 6,000 homes I think are going to be built in the next 3 to 4 years.
New construction. So, yes. Huntsville is primed for a lot of growth right now.
We see a lot of these neighborhoods that are coming in that, not disrespecting them, but they have to make affordable housing, and those are some initiatives that many in the community are getting behind and involved in, not just here, but all over the United States. But when you see these neighborhoods, the houses are so jam-packed together, but people need a place to live. Has there been any type of a trend of developers starting to put together homes with more acreage or more sizable lots? It seems like in New Waverly, as I've driven out, I've seen some of the tighter neighborhoods, but then I'm starting to see developments that have the bigger lots. Is that maybe a trend that people are trying to get back into a little bit?
I don't think I would necessarily call it a trend. It's just more of your preference. And I think what you'll see with some of these new developments, there'll be a little bit of both. Just like, remember when Timberwild first came in? That was a big thing because that was an acre plus. When some of the other subdivisions were here, so I think it's just a personality of what you like, what you think. But I think we will have both. We will have both the bigger lots and not. But I tell you, the biggest thing is the tiny homes. That's still big. Is the tiny homes.
I feel like those tiny homes don't have a tiny price anymore, though, because it's like this. I was like looking at some of these things, like, my goodness, it's like $150,000 for a tiny home. But that seems like a lot of people, especially young people, and those that are retiring are starting to kind of move to some of these more tiny homes. Do you think that there's a demand for more of neighborhoods of tiny homes to start being built? I've seen a few, but I haven't seen a ton of them.
Yes, there is that. And then another demand is rent to own. You'll start seeing some of that. And I'm not sure if there's any that's scheduled to come here in Huntsville, but in other areas that I work in, there's a lot of subdivisions that are rent, especially down in Conroe, that are rent to own.
There are some things that I've seen, and maybe this is something good to mention on these tiny homes. So I saw this really lucrative deal. It's like, oh, tiny home, $70,000. So I was interested, right? And it was like in a nice little lake area. But what they don't say is, yeah, you can buy the home, but you've got to rent the lot that it's on. You don't own the lot.
Right. You don't get the dirt.
Well, I started reading the fine print. The dirt was like $1,500 a month. Combine that in with a $70,000 little payment on a tiny home. I mean, you're almost to $2,000 a month. Let's be honest, you go get a house out in Elkins for just around that price or a little bit more. So you do have to read in between the lines, right? Mm-hmm. What are some of the biggest, and maybe let's go this route too, as we head into this new year, maybe for a first-time home buyer, what are some things, Terry, that young people especially can start doing? Because young people, as someone young, when I bought my home, I highly encourage people, go out and buy a home if sometimes it's going to be cheaper than rent.
That's right.
If you can get your hands on a house, go buy it. But what are some things that young people can do to start preparing to purchase their first home?
Well, the first thing they ought to do is get with if they're not going to pay cash, which 98% of them are not going to pay cash, then they need to get with a good mortgage person and let that mortgage person look at their credit, look at their income, see what their debt to net ratios are, and then create a plan for them. It could very well be that maybe they only need another $1,000 or $2,000 for their down payment. It could also be that maybe they're extended out on all their credit cards. But a good mortgage person can tell you, pay $1,000 on this credit card and just minimum on this, and your credit score will jump. I'm not that expert. So that would be my thing.
From the get-go, no matter who you are.
That's right.
And where you're at in the process of trying to buy a house or even renting or anything is to make sure you pay your bills on time.
Exactly.
Because that credit score is very important for your insurance rates, to buy a car. I mean, all kinds of things. That's going to affect everything. And you need to start that the second you get a job.
Good
basically.
Point, Kaye. You're exactly right. Mm-hmm.
And then later on, you can have that history to go for that house or go for that car.
Good point.
And if you run into a guy like I did when I was young that says, no credit, don't sweat it, ignore that guy. Because the guy that says no credit, don't sweat it is going to charge you like 50% interest. So just be careful of that. And it is good if you get into credit card debt. And, this is a whole other rabbit trail we could go down and get a financial expert in here too. But, if you do get into credit card debt, at least make your minimum payments.
That's right.
Don't. My biggest mistake was when I was younger. I got into, I wouldn't say like a huge amount of debt, but for a young person, it was a considerable amount. It took a while to pay it off. Then I had came across a sum of money that I said, well, I'm just going to dump this and pay it all off and get it off. Well, what happened? I paid all that off, but then quickly I realized I should have spread that out a little bit. It was good to pay that off, but the biggest thing is I got to a point to where I said, okay, I've got this taken care of. If I ever got in that situation again, I would at least make those minimum payments to get my credit score back up. So it's good to get all that interest out, pay it all off, but there's a few things that I would have done differently because there for a while I wasn't even making the minimum payment. My credit score went, bam, way south. And that's why I had to go to the guy that said, no credit, don't sweat it.
Right.
I don't want to deal with that guy anymore.
Well, and Kay's right. That credit score is the key to not just buying a house, but buying other things too.
Jennifer Beckley has a question here. I'm not sure. Oh, okay, I got it now. She said, Jennifer has a question for you, Terry. She said, I have a question on buying a house. What if you have a VA loan? Are you familiar with what she's? It said It was like all spread together, but I think she meant VA loan.
Veterans.
Yeah, Veterans Affairs loan. Yeah.
Okay. So what's the question about it?
She said what if you have a VA loan? I'm not sure what the question is on that.
I'm not sure what the question is. I mean, VA loans are great. If you have a VA loan, that's good.
Jennifer, are you talking about if you currently have maybe a house that you have a VA loan and maybe you're trying to get another house? I wonder if I'm not sure what. If you can clarify that question, Jennifer, let us know.
Well, I know some things like requirements for an FHA loan or a VA loan and things like that they have to do the property inspections. And the current owner is responsible for bringing things up to code in order for that loan to come through.
That's true. So
I do know
anytime
that.
So your FHA, your VA, and your conventional loans, they all have a little bit of different requirements before they'll give the loan. There are also, with those three loans, is the interest rates are a little bit different. So again, talk to your mortgage person, especially if you do qualify for VA. Talk to them, see what the difference is, because not always. I mean, there's been times I've worked with some veterans that for whatever different rates, different strategies are going on in their family, they've chosen an FHA versus their VA. They wanted to save that VA credit that they had for later on for something else.
Yeah, because she said she was talking about a first-time home buyer with a VA loan. I think is kind of where she was going with that. So
definitely talk to the mortgage person. We can recommend. Give me a call. I can recommend a local person here in town that I work with a lot, and who handles all mortgages, and he would be able to direct her and guide her. But VA loans are very good. I mean, they're solid. You are able to get into a home with little money down compared to an FHA or a conventional.
Gone are the days, though, of zero down, right? Those days are long gone. I got on that lucky train back in 2006. In fact, I walked out of the closing with a $2,000 check, so it's like they paid me to close on the house.
Well, another thing, when you buy a house, you need to have some money set aside because there's something going to break.
Well, yes.
And if you put all your money on the down payment and you don't have any money left in savings, then when that air conditioner goes out or you need the washer dryer or something like that, then you don't have the money to fix something and you're in a bind. So you need to make sure you still have some cash to fix that.
Terry, I just wanted your opinion on, if you don't mind, on home warranties. I feel like we got to be careful with some of these companies, and I'm not going to highlight any of them or call them out by name, but it just seems like there's some of these home warranty, kind of like the car warranty companies, that there's all these stipulations that it sounds good on the front end, but on the back end, it may cost you even more. Mm-hmm. Do you have any knowledge or maybe any advice on someone that's looking to get a home warranty?
Well, typically those are done right when you purchase, and the seller provides that. That's all negotiated in with the contract, that the seller is going to provide well, I remember back in the day when they were like $250. Now they're $600 and $700 for just your average home warranty. If I was purchasing a home myself, I probably wouldn't get the home warranty. I'm not, some of my clients have had great results with them.
And sometimes you have something go wrong and they call it and they just kind of put a baling wire on it and fix it to get by for that first year, and then they don't fix it. And
right,
because we bought a house one time that had a home warranty, and it was like, no, you're not putting baling wire in it, you're going to fix it.
Well, and then the other thing too is home warranties, they have their own people that are going to come in. So you may, let's say your air conditioning breaks down and it's 98 degrees, where you could just pick up the phone, call someone local. Yeah. They could come out. Now, they may be sending somebody up here to fix that air conditioning from Pasadena.
Yeah.
And so,
Maybe wait a week.
Yeah. So
We had to wait 4 weeks for our LG refrigerator to
Well,
get
then you know
fixed.
exactly what I'm talking
4
about.
weeks. And thank the good Lord we had a backup fridge. Bridget and I, we like to eat. So we have a backup fridge in the garage. By the way, I recommend getting a backup fridge. It's the best thing ever to,
So, and I've had other people that if, they close and the next day the air conditioning goes out and the home warranty comes right out. It's just going to depend on which home warranty. But again, that's an expense for the seller, but it's all negotiable. You can say in your contract, I'm not going to ask for a home warranty seller, but I would like for this over here. And it's just a negotiable item.
Great. Well, I love it. Thank you for the insight today, Terry.
You're welcome.
I know we've got you scheduled out throughout the 2024 coming up. We've got you already booked out, I think, until May. So we're going to be hearing more insight and more trends from you, and also having Vicki on once a month as well. So y'all two are our real estate experts. And
thank you.
You can find their guides on our website at hellohuntsvilletx.com. Terry, happy holidays. Merry Christmas to you. So,
thank you. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you, Kaye.
Merry Christmas.
Are you in town for Christmas? Are you heading out? What are you doing?
Nope, I'm in town. I'm still recovering a little bit, so I'm staying close. So.
Awesome. Well, if we were in town, I'd knock on your door for some holiday turkey.
All right.
Well, there she is, your next door agent. Always a blessing to have Terry Coleman. She is an expert here, 35 years coming up next year in the real estate world. She knows this area. Give her a holler, take care, and she will be there to take care of all of your needs. Thank you so much, Terry.
Thank you.
We'll step aside. Hey, we made a call for food. I think some snacks came in this morning, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, from Tammy.
So Tammy heard the call, and she said, those poor souls look like they need something to eat. So the good Lord has delivered this morning through Tammy.
Christmas crack for my travels.
Yeah, awesome. Well, we're going to step aside. We'll take a break. Final opportunity. We're going to hear from Kaye on the other side with more of our Christmas facts as we wrap up that here on Hello Huntsville before the Christmas holiday coming up. This week's keyword, though, $20 going your way today. All you got to do is text in the keyword joy along with your name on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line at 936-339-0139. Here is your national news and then a word from our sponsors, and Kaye and I will wrap it up when we come back. This is your show as always. It is Good Morning Huntsville.
USA News, I'm Tim Berg. The Senate is continuing to try to work out a compromise on funding for foreign allies and the southern border. Republicans in both chambers of Congress say they won't vote for aid to countries like Ukraine until stricter border policies are put in place. Tennessee Republican Senator Marsha Blackburn spoke about the deadlock on Fox Business.
The impasse is that the administration does not want to secure the border. They want to put money into refugee resettlement, but they don't want to secure the border.
A huge storm is threatening holiday travel as strong winds and heavy rain are continuing to hammer the East Coast. Forecasters say flash flooding is likely from the mid-Atlantic to New England. Hazardous driving conditions are expected throughout the region today into Tuesday. An investigation is continuing in Delaware after a car rammed into President Biden's security detail late Sunday night. Biden was walking to a waiting SUV from his campaign office when a car hit the Secret Service vehicle being used to close off intersections. The car was surrounded by police following the accident. President Biden and the First Lady were unharmed. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is continuing to meet with Israeli leaders, hoping to get an update on the war in Gaza. The visit comes as President Biden has criticized Israel over mounting civilian casualties. Israel is trying to destroy the Palestinian militant group Hamas. There have been hints that Israel could move to a lower intensity strategy in the new year, and if that's the case, Austin's looking to hear the details. And Week 15 of the NFL season wraps up tonight with the Seattle Seahawks hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. Kickoff set for just after 8:15 p.m. You can catch that game on ESPN. This is USA News.
I'd like to introduce you to our new sponsor, Get the Tea. Get the Tea carries all-natural, non-GMO organic teas and supplements made in the USA. Get the Tea's ingredients are the purest available. My favorite is Life Change Tea. Life Change Tea is a gentle daily cleanse containing 12 herbs that, when combined, really keep things moving. I drink it every day, and my energy has never been better. I'm feeling great. Life Change Tea comes in 3 delicious flavors: natural, peppermint, and pomegranate. It's an easy and delicious way to keep your digestion on track. And for those on the go, try D365. D365 is Life Change Tea in a capsule. Drink the tea or take D365 capsules and keep your digestion running smoothly. Go to getthetea.com and enter discount code USA to get 10% off any size order. That's getthetea.com, discount code USA for 10% off your order.
Here we grow again. Tomorrow's Promise is excited to announce the upcoming addition of our 3rd location to better serve the families of Walker County and surrounding areas. At Tomorrow's Promise, we are more than just childcare. We pride ourselves on partnering with parents and creating a place where every child is respected, loved, and nurtured in the highest quality environment. See what makes us the perfect fit for your child and their needs. Schedule a tour and learn more about Montessori. Contact us today at tpms.life. 3rd location on Veterans Memorial, coming soon. Education you can trust.
When you live and work in the town where you were born and raised, lots of people become just like family. I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Over the years, we've shared a lot of good times and some tough times, and I'm honored to be the one you call on in your time of need. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, our goal is to help our neighbors in need and always provide the most outstanding service available, even on those really tough days. I thank you for your trust in us. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we're here for you.
There's a place in Huntsville and now in Conroe where you're more than a customer, you're part of the family. A place where style meets comfort and every visit feels like a treat. Welcome to the Color Bar Hair Salon. From the moment you walk in, our friendly stylists work to create a look that's perfect for you. Whether it's a fresh cut, a vibrant new color, or a blowout for that special occasion, at the Color Bar, we've got you covered. We pride ourselves on creating an environment where our guests can relax, enjoy a beverage, and let us do the pampering. We use top-notch products like Kevin Murphy and even offer hair extensions for those looking to add a little extra flair. And when it's got to be perfect, we ensure you leave looking and feeling your best self. But don't just take our word for it. Book a reservation or buy a gift card online and experience it firsthand. Visit us online at colorbartx.com and discover why at the Color Bar Hair Salon you get an experience that goes beyond. The Color Bar, where you belong. See you soon.
Ho, ho, ho! This is Catherine James wishing a very Merry Christmas to all of the court-appointed special advocates in Walker, San Jacinto, and Trinity counties. Thank you for all you do. We love and appreciate you. Happy holidays.
Email your greeting to victory@spiritradio.fm.
Welcome back at it, friends. Time now, 8:02 in the morning. My favorite phrase. If you're supposed to be at work at 8 o'clock, Rick, you're fired. You're fired. No paycheck for you.
I don't get a paycheck anyway.
That's all right. I get a, do you at least get a pat on the back?
No.
I was going to.
A swift kick in the hiney sometimes.
I was trying to think. Do I even get a pat on the back? I get a pat on the back.
I'll pat you on the back. Oh wow,
that was a good pat.
More like a hit.
You may be the patter of Huntsville before too long. Peter. If your name was Peter, we'd call you Peter Patter. But your name's not, so we can't even do that. So
Kaye Patter.
Well, Kaye, we want to lead in. Still got some time here for you guys. I wanted to make sure that we talk more about Christmas facts. We are here on a Wednesday. Big thank you to all of you for joining us this morning. Do us a favor, if you don't mind. Please like this broadcast and make sure to hit that share button as well. We are starting to get more engagement on the show, and we so appreciate all of you for helping to spread the good news, not just of what we're doing, but when you spread the news of what we're doing here, you're spreading the news of Huntsville, and it's all of us collectively together. This platform is all about the good in our community. That's why we have Kaye and Rick Boehning of Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools with us every single Wednesday. They are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and Kaye has done an excellent job over these last few weeks just giving us some insight into Christmas and more Christmas facts. So, Kaye, What's cranking today? Oh, that was one. Kaye, what's cranking today?
Christmas with the cranks.
Yeah.
Well,
cranky.
I'm going to keep it short because we're running late. But, this question, how many prophecies did Jesus fulfill? And I believe there's over 200 and some prophecies in the Bible about Jesus. And some of them are real easy, like that he's going to be born be born in Bethlehem. Well, there was about 2,000 towns in Israel at that time. And so there's a 1 in 2,000 chance that he's going to be born and that they guess that town.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's 12 tribes, and he's supposed to be born in the tribe of Judah. So there's a 1 in 12 chance that he would come from that tribe. And so then when you do the math of the tribe of Judah and the tribe of town of Bethlehem, then you get like 1 in 12 times 1 in 2,000. And so when you start doing the math of several of these prophecies, what's the chance of him being betrayed for 30 pieces of silver? And what's the chance of him riding in on a donkey? There's all these different prophecies. So they've kind of done the math, and I've heard 2 different versions. So one is if you take the state of Texas and you had 12 inches of coins, of quarters, all the way deep, all across the state of Texas.
A foot of quarters, all the way.
Foot of quarters,
wow.
Covering the state of Texas.
The entire state.
And picking out one quarter that was painted red, and just grabbing that one. That was the chance that Jesus is not who he says he is.
Wow.
Another one I've heard is if you filled the universe full of grains of sand, the whole universe, and had one grain of sand colored red, and picking that grain of sand out. But either whichever calculation you go with, the fact that it was written down at least 400 years before Christ was born, because from the Old Testament to the New Testament, it's a span of 400 years, all these prophecies, and some of them are 600 years old or older, all these prophecies written down are fulfilled in one person, wow. Jesus. And whether it's the quarters covering the state of Texas or it's a grain of sand, that's a whole lot of chance for that person named Jesus not to be who he said he was.
Yeah, that is you think about, I take the analogy of the universe. I mean, Texas, because I can relate, and a foot of quarters all across the whole state, that's a lot of quarters. But the grain of sand.
And that might just be the prophecies of like the first 10 that you can mathematically figure out, like the tribe of Judah and Bethlehem and stuff. But
I was talking to, we had our initial planning meeting for the National Day of Prayer this year. We're going to have an evening of hope. We're titling it the Evening of Hope. So we're going to have the National Day of Prayer in May. But that evening, we're going to invite, because families can't come out whenever they have, people are working, there's children in school. That's why we said, let's still do the National Day of Prayer, obviously. But that evening, we're going to transition into an Evening of Hope in Huntsville. We're inviting all the local churches to come out. This is a community-wide revival. Really want to hit college students at Sam Houston State and get college students involved and high school students as well. But I brought that up because of what you just said about, these just the chances. And you think about one little grain of sand in the entire universe. And it got me to think about that initial planning meeting that we had, because when I was talking, we had Chaplain Holmes there from TDCJ, so many other great men that were there, and a lot of great women there as well. But I remember the thought came into my mind that a pastor told me years ago that think about how big our God is. And sometimes we are in this little tiny universe of our own world. We all have our own little sphere of world that we live in. But think about everything that you see, that it was created from our Creator. And you start thinking about how big that is. And I like it this way. A gentleman by the name of John, he's in his mid-90s, came and taught a Sunday school lesson at First Baptist, 9:30, in our men's group that I used to be a part of. And I say used to because Bridget's going with me now, so we go to a couples group. But he came in and he said, you know what, God wakes me up every morning at 3:30 in the morning. This gentleman's in his 90s. He said, God wakes me up every morning, and he goes, how awesome is it that he chose me out of 7 billion people to talk to? And that's that one-on-one relationship that we all have. And so when you mention these numbers and think about one little grain of sand in the entire universe, that's just a fraction of how big he is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's out.
That's all. The Bible is all that we've been allowed to see. There's so much more that we don't know, and we're incapable of knowing. We're incapable of understanding, and to have Jesus actually choose to come and be a human and be limited by our bodies, our frail bodies, and you think about him being in the womb and being limited, and not being able to be out doing what he was doing before that. To come in and be limited, and then to grow up as a child and knowing who he was and having to wait to perform miracles and things like that until it was the time. Just it's unfathomable.
Well, you've did a lot of work on this, Kaye.
Oh, there's a lot more.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you wanted to make sure that we highlight? And what I would like to do, if it's okay with you, I know some of this is kind of in note form as well, but maybe I can help you a little bit with this or send it to me. I'd like to put this together. If you're okay with it, maybe we can put it on Hello Huntsville website and folks can go and kind of read through these notes if you're okay with that.
Yeah. A lot of this is from Got Answers. And I've done some research from other stuff, so my notes are exact copies. So it's kind of we need to.
Yeah, we'll credit that.
Some
obviously.
of it's got answers, or got questions. I can't remember if it's got questions or got answers.
And it didn't come from Rick because it's called Got Answers.
I think it's got questions.
I have a lot of answers. They're just not accurate.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If it didn't come from Rick, because if it's got answers, it wouldn't. You got to kind of question it. So it did. I'm just kidding.
Thought we were friends, Rob.
Kay's like, Rob, that's a little too harsh. I don't
No,
mind.
she's going along with you.
But if it's okay with you, I'd love to put some of this together before
Christmas.
Christmas.
If you want to rewrite it, take the notes and stuff and rewrite it to be comprehensible.
Sorry, Rick Boehning.
Well, there was some part in there where I took my notes and put it in chat.
Yeah, got some help with it.
Got some questions, and I was like, "You left out the important crap." I mean, yes, the important stuff. I'm sorry, you left out the important stuff. I was really
crab because there's a story of a crab. You left out the important.
I was
crab.
really frustrated. Well, I was really frustrated because it left out the important things that I was trying to highlight, and it was like, well, that's the wrong answer.
Yeah, oh, that's all right. Yeah, you got to be careful with that stuff because one time I was working on something and I was trying to get research for the university. It's like, oh, and President Dana Hoyt. I was like, President Hoyt did a great job. She ain't been here in a while. It was not factual. Like it made up something about her. I was like, that's nothing even remote. So,
yeah.
But this has been so good, Kaye, for you to bring this. We are so thankful. The last 3 weeks that you've presented this to us. Carolyn Gibson saying, loving Kaye's comments about Jesus. It's very interesting. And I know a lot of other folks have said that as well. So it's been really cool. And we really appreciate that. So thank you for presenting that to us.
And if you're interested, I do have some research about Eastern stuff.
We did. Hey, I did want to mention we have a special guest that we're gonna continue on. We'll wrap it up before 2. This is called Christmas Crack, by the way. So some cookies have came in this morning from our friend.
Our appeal for food paid off.
The Christmas Crack is the chocolate covered.
Yeah, this is
peanuts.
good stuff here. And our friend Tammy, I'm not allowed to eat these. This is for. I cannot eat the. What about the chocolate? The chocolate you can eat. Tammy said that I can eat the chocolate. She heard our call this morning about food, and we're so gracious that she showed up.
Looking for a burrito.
So, Bridget, if you some of the Christmas crack doesn't make it home, you're going to have to talk to Rob because once you have one bite of the chocolate, the game's on.
Yeah, Kyle sent us a message. I guess when we went to commercial break, my mic was on, and he was like, the hot mic. That's what we were talking about. We don't talk about anything bad and behind the scenes. We're talking about cookies.
He's been here when we were behind the scenes.
You know what's going on. Hey, I do have a special guest joining us. First time. We'll wrap it up here in a little bit.
We're going to head the horn?
Get the first time horn. Oh, I can't even do that. I'm like out of breath this morning.
He's got a lot of hot air.
Oh, man, I'm out of breath. Here's our first time guest. Let's welcome in the, what is it called, Rick? I'll let you introduce him. Ready? In 3, 2, 1.
This is Jaden.
Terrible announce it. Jaden.
Actually, in the car we were teasing him, we were calling him the heartthrob of Huntsville.
Yeah, Jaden, what's going on, man?
Oh, another day, another dollar.
You get $1?
No, but I like to say the whole analogy.
I only get a quarter.
He's imaginative thinking.
Jaden is the great nephew of the great Rick. I'm going to give you a little bit of credit
Rick
this
and
morning.
Kay,
He's the great.
We share custody.
Well, I just want to give Rick a little shout out this morning instead of beating him up all the time. But Jaden, welcome in.
Thank you for having me.
What's it like being related to these two?
Oh man, where do I start? It's like take like a Hot Pocket, but you don't microwave it all the way through. You got the good parts till you get to the center of it and it's a little cold. Think of it like that.
That's terrible. I thought of it as the pepperoni, you get to the good stuff. So
So which part's the cold part, Jaden?
yeah, which is the cold, Jaden?
Now, hey. I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one. For my own safety, I'm gonna plead the fifth.
All right, well...
he's going to be trapped in the car with us for 525 miles in the next few hours, so he's got to be careful.
Do you know a Sky Carlton? Anyone named Sky Carlton? Sky Carlton sent in a message and said his sweatshirt laughing because it says adulting. Stand up just a little bit more here so we can... Just a little bit. There you go. It says adulting 1 out of 5 stars.
Yeah.
And it says very bad, would not recommend.
Love this sweatshirt. Absolutely fantastic. Got to give a shout out to my mom. She got it for me because I'm always saying this exact quote all the time.
He lives it 100%.
Love it. It's great.
Well, Jaden is with us. Jaden, you were up in Amarillo. Is that where you were born?
Yes, sir. 17 years.
And so you're here in Huntsville now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let us know what was Amarillo like? Give us an Amarillo rundown by morning.
Well,
Amarillo by morning.
It's hot and dry, really about it. Windy. It's nothing special. I like it down here a lot better. I'm going to be real honest. I do like it down here.
What do you like best about Huntsville?
Your uncle.
Yeah.
And then he loves his aunt.
Oh.
So is there a special significant other in your life, Jaden?
Nope.
All right, there you go. Officially, we are now matchmaker here on Hello Huntsville. So the grandmother of Georgetown, Carolyn Gibson, joining us. Maybe she knows some young ladies.
Yeah, I'm sure she does.
No.
If he would go to church, he might meet some.
Yeah, all you gotta do is just go. All you gotta do is just go in, and Carolyn will hook you up, man.
Sweet. All right.
And you're at the gym every morning. Is this what I heard?
No,
Every
in the
night.
evening.
In the evening. Okay.
Either every night or every other night.
All right. Well, there you go. Which gym? No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna have a mob of young ladies showing up to the gym now. Oh, I heard him on the show.
Oh no.
Yeah, you got to be careful in Huntsville. You may have a mob of older ladies that'll show up too.
Hey,
so,
those are the ones that I'm always getting the most comments from. If I was back in my prime, I would have snatched you up. And I'm like, thank you. Settle down.
Gosh. All right. Well, there you go. The official Rick coined it, not me. What did you coin it, Rick? I don't want to say it.
He's the heartthrob of Huntsville.
Okay, Rick's coined. Everyone in town starts to have a nickname over time. Kay's the hug of Huntsville. My friend Marcus, y'all know Marcus Gillespie from Rotary. He's the handshake. Have you ever got a Marcus Gillespie handshake?
Oh, yeah.
It's a good handshake.
Well, no, I get a Marcus hug.
Well, you get a.
I get a Marcus handshake.
But that handshake is pretty good, right?
I like it.
We have the grandmother of Huntsville, which is now Carolyn Gibson. The brisketeer of Huntsville, which is Kyle Kreiner. The heart of Huntsville.
I can attest to that one.
The heart of Huntsville. Who did we coin that? Was it Tara Burnett, I think?
I think
Tara Burnett. Tara Burnett is known as the
and
heart.
Emily's the smile.
And Emily is the smile of Huntsville. We're coming up with the crazy of Huntsville. There's a lot that could fall into that one.
Right there.
Tammy's like, wait a minute, not me. We do have another person in the audience this morning. Tammy's joining us here today. So, well, friends, it's been fun. Jaden, any final comments from you, man? It's good I know you just hopped on for a second, but anything that you want to say as we head off here in a little bit?
Got nothing.
Got nothing. All right, man.
Empty.
He needs prayer to survive being in the car with Rick and I.
Are you heading with them?
Yes,
we
I
have the
am.
dog.
Y'all are heading to Oklahoma?
And we're going to Oklahoma. That's why he's with us and Tammy's not with us.
Is that song, is the word Okie offensive, Kay, from being from Oklahoma? Is it offensive to you?
No.
She tells Oklahoma jokes, but the best of them.
You know what? I'm so thankful for Oklahoma, though. I really am. It is the sole reason that Texas has not fallen off into the ocean.
Yeah.
You know that joke, right?
Oklahoma sucks, yeah.
Yeah.
Keeps Texas from falling off.
Do you know what the biggest zoo in the world is?
Is this appropriate, family friendly?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
yes.
You put a fence around Oklahoma.
I heard that birds fly upside down over Oklahoma. I won't say why, but I heard that they fly upside down over Oklahoma.
Some of the best people I know are from Oklahoma.
Can I say this is a complete joke? Please don't get. I promise a joke. When my niece, we were cruising back when they lived in South Dakota. We drove. My sister came to visit, and we flew up there and drove back, and then she flew back. It was just a neat little family adventure. But my little niece, man, I think she was probably 3, maybe 4, because my other niece was just a little baby. So yeah, I think she was probably 3 or 4. But we got through Oklahoma. The windows were down. Okay. Full disclosure, any area of any state that you drive through, at some point, something's going to smell. Let's be honest. You go down to the Houston area and you go through the oil refinery, it smells. Okay. You know what I'm saying, right? So we're cruising through, and I just made this off the wall comment. The windows were down, and my little niece goes, what's that smell? Like, what's the smell? And I said, sweetheart, we're in Oklahoma. And she goes, Oklahoma stinks. Granted, we were in an area that, there's a lot of cows and pasture, so obviously it's going to. My sister used to say when she was heavily involved in agriculture, she said that smells like money because she wanted to breed Brahma bulls or whatever for the rodeo circuit.
Amarillo smells like that when the north wind comes.
Yeah. That's good old Hereford right there.
Hereford's north Amarillo.
Yeah.
Hereford.
When you get that north wind,
you know exactly where it's coming from. It is. It's rancid.
It smells like money. A lot of money.
It does. You know what we need to do today? And
one time my son, one of my sons, when we were crossing the Oklahoma-Texas border, there's the big bridge over the Red River, and he said, "Well, we've officially entered HELL now."
Double hockey stick.
Going into Oklahoma.
Yeah.
You remember that as a child? Double hockey stick.
HE double hockey.
That's so corny, man. I forgot about that when you're like, who thought of it? It's not a hockey. Well, I guess kind of, but it's lowercase L. So I don't know. Anyways, all right, let's head over. Hey, good to have you on, Kaye. Why don't you ask him? It's your great nephew. Ask him the question that we always ask our guests.
What are you thankful for? I love that world.
That's a deer in the headlight.
I was worried what question we were going to ask.
Especially coming from me.
Yeah.
That's one I ask everybody, not just, so that should make it safe for you.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah. Here's the question.
So what are you most thankful for today?
Today?
Can't be Rick and Kaye, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Well, take that in. I was waiting to see.
Well, that's funny because had you not said that, I would say them because they've helped me a lot ever since I moved down here. But since it's not them, I'm thankful that I was able to wake up to my alarm clock this morning because they would have left me. I wouldn't even be here.
There you go.
We are kind of harsh.
Oh, yeah.
Rick walks in there with a poking stick.
Oh, no, I just left him.
Rick has a mop stick that he's duct taped a golf tee to, and that's just poking stick.
Yeah, if I'm not moving fast enough.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jaden, good to have you on the show this morning, young man. And Merry Christmas coming up. Enjoy that trip with Rick and Kaye. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Maybe not.
Be something.
Questionable. All right, let's head on over to the. I gotta flip your mic off, Jaden, because we gotta have your mic to call people. So here we go. We'll flip the script. Let's head back over to the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line.
Have Jaden take the call.
Oh yeah, he can't hear though. That's the only problem.
Yeah.
There, give him your headphone.
You gonna take the call this morning, Jaden?
It's a completely blind call.
Here, Rick. Yeah, let's swap seats because he'll have to sit there, Rick. And we can watch Rick trip over here. Rick, you tripping?
Come up with one of your usual smart aleck comments or something,
Yeah,
Hi,
this
Joe's
is
Bar
this is
Grill,
Jaden. This is family friendly. We're on Spirit Radio also.
I'm a very family friendly man.
Okay.
So
hey, hold on 1 second. Just from a different perspective. Yeah, turn that in a little bit. There you go. There you go. All right. Hold on, real quick. Different perspective, real quick. He has no idea. Rick, can you hear us over there? All right, let's go back. All right, here we go. We're going to send this to the Granny Mary's Cake. You're going to call. We call a winner every day. They're winning $20. Okay.
All right.
So, and this person that the randomizer selected, I know her personally. So, all the guys that just said the word "her," they've already tuned out because they don't get a $20. So here we go. We're heading over to it right now. Jaden's taking the call. You can joke with him, but we keep it friendly here. It's family friendly.
So I just let them know they won $20?
No, maybe he needs to see what they're doing and have a date.
Whoa, settle down.
Hold on. Well, this person, here we go. Well, Kay, you know what's happening? I have never once not had this system work. And you know what, Kay? Guess what? It's not working this morning.
I didn't touch it.
Look at that. You see that? As soon as I punch in the number. Oh, you know why?
You didn't turn it on?
I didn't put the last digit of the phone number in there. There we go. Now it's working.
Oh, man.
All right, here we go. Jaden's first time interaction here with our winner today.
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Well, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing mighty fine. I was just calling to let you know that you might quite possibly have won $20.
Might quite possibly, or did I?
Might quite possibly. I just want to know, how does that make you feel? You know, knowing that
Makes
you're now
me feel
$20
great.
richer.
$20 richer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, surprise! It's not might quite possibly. You actually did win the $20. So congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate
You're so
that.
welcome.
That was Jaden there today. Who are we speaking? I know who this is. Who is this? Let us know who you are there, my fine lady on the phone this morning. See, this young man over here gets you to start thinking like Amarillo because they're real respectful.
Oh, he was pulling out that Texas.
Hey.
I'm trying really hard to stay away from my southern drawl.
Yeah.
Because I can get really what's the word? Confusing.
How you doing this morning, my fine lady? Who are we speaking with on this here telephone now down here now?
This is Sally.
Sally, congratulations. $20. Do you have a Venmo or a Cash App? Please.
I don't.
Oh, are you kidding me? I'm going to have to drive all the way out to Brookview with the $20 bill. You have got to be kidding me.
I am serious. Actually, I'm at the hospital right now.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope everything's okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were at the hospital, Sally. So.
No. It's my husband. He's having surgery, so I'm just waiting.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know Robert was having. Well, let him know if he's not in yet, or when he comes out. He's not going to remember right when he comes out, but let him know I'm praying for him. I know, the knee and all that stuff, and we love Robert. You guys have been. So, backstory: Sally and Robert were Bridget and I's first neighbors that we met in Huntsville when we lived in Brookview when we were renting over there, and they are wonderful folks. So we love you, Sally, and we appreciate you so much. $20. You know what? Because of that, I don't mind bringing you the $20 bill, Sally. How about that? I'm not going to complain.
Well, that's fine. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All righty. Well, hey, Merry Christmas. God bless you guys. We love y'all very
Merry
much,
Christmas.
Sally.
Merry Christmas.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye, y'all.
You ever try to get people to say, like, I love you back? Because it's kind of weird sometimes.
Can't say I've tried that.
Yeah.
Can't say I've tried it.
What's this guy doing?
It'd be dangerous for you.
I just want to talk and then not have the camera on us at all and just have it on Rick the whole time. I'll always, what does that say? I'll always what? Texas. Hey, yeah, Jaden, can you, before we sign off, Jaden, can you do us a huge favor? And can you please read Rick's shirt in the most Texas country voice you can,
Well,
please?
it's on Kaye's shirt, too.
Alrighty.
He's getting into this.
Let me really get back to my yonder roots. Texas is always on the nice list.
There you go, okay.
Always.
Texas.
I can taste the cow pies from here.
Oh, goodness. All right. We've had enough fun on a Wednesday, friends. We're here at 8:30. It's time to go. And we love you, Huntsville. We want to remind you, and we've had an extended show. It's been a lot of fun today. Want to remind you about that Christmas community lunch. Again, it's happening today from 11 to 2, so please come out. What is this? Oh, Kyle, by the way. I don't know if I can mention this. Kyle, we were talking about the crazy of Huntsville. Rachel, this isn't from me. Your husband is in trouble. He has now made the naughty list. If he wasn't, he was already on it. Now he's made like the super naughty. He said, I'd like to nominate my wife for the crazy. So
I second.
Yeah, wow. All right. Wow. I don't support that. I love Rachel. Kyle, come on. All right, anyways, it's a Christmas community lunch happening today. Friends, if you just need something to eat, if you know of someone in the community, please let them know about this. Again, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., there will be a shuttle provided by First Baptist from Safe House and from Good Shepherd Mission throughout this morning. 11 to 2, they will take you over to the Walker County Storm Shelter. Big thank you to Humphrey's Bar and Grill, Stevenson Distributing, the Jolly Fox, Cowboy Contractors, and FTC Realty and Investment for making this happen. It's going to be a great event today, Kaye. So looking forward to it.
I wish we were going to be here.
I think that's going to wrap. Are y'all heading out of town today?
Right now.
Oh, I got to get this show done then. You got the van? Is the van packed and loaded?
It's already packed and ready.
Brought the dog, brought the kid.
That's all you need, dog, kid. Husband. And Rick raised his hand both times when you said that. Brought the dog, check. Brought the kid, check. I like that.
And notice I said kid.
Yeah. So someone's mom is a goat.
His mom's not a goat. She's a deputy sheriff. I don't want to make.
She's a scary woman.
She is a goat then, because if you're involved in public law enforcement, a goat really means greatest of all time.
Oh, yeah.
And our law enforcement officers and first responders are goats. Greatest of all time.
Just
everything that woman is qualified to
Dude,
do.
she's literally got a 2-page front and back paper of everything that she's qualified in. It is insane.
Wow. We need to have her.
Well, she got sheriff of the.
She got sheriff of the state, I think.
Sheriff
she
of the state
she
a
came
few
down
years ago.
to Houston. No, I think it was last year.
So whose brothers, is it your family or Kaye's family side?
Rick.
Rick's family
The good side.
Okay. I kind of found that questionable because I figured it would have been Kaye. So, anyways.
I don't know what to tell you.
All right. Well, friends, that'll wrap it up. Thanks for being here with us. We will be back at it tomorrow. We have a special
Well, she
guest.
became a sheriff's deputy because she was trying to wrangle in Rick.
Perfect. She needed to learn how to deal with Rick, and that's the inspiration behind the job.
The proper training,
That's perfect.
keeps her well equipped for the task.
I'll have Professor Kyle Scott joining us tomorrow from Sam Houston State University. He's with the entrepreneurship program. We're looking forward to having him on and ways that businesses can get involved with the university and maybe provide some encouragement to the next generation of students that are interested in business. It's going to be a great show tomorrow with our friends from the Color Bar, and then we will wrap it up on
and I'll get to tune in tomorrow and not be interrupted because
Yeah.
I'll be in Oklahoma.
Perfect.
So, yay.
And then Friday, Billy Cawthon and I will wrap it up on the week and send you out here before Christmas. But that'll do it for today. Big thanks to Kaye Boehning, Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Friends, they are the educational experts here in our community, especially, and I always say this, especially early childhood development. Kaye understands the brain power of young little ones, and just how important it is to be involved in young people's lives early on. The age of 0 to 5 is so important. The Dolly Parton's Imagination Library now supplying, thanks to Kaye and Tomorrow's Promise through the nonprofit that's what they are. Over 1,000 books now going to children. So you can find out more information about Tomorrow's Promise and all of the great services they offer in our community at tpms.life. Good to have you on this morning. Jaden, is that right, Jaden?
Yes, sir.
Jaden?
Yes, sir. The only way to spell it.
Yeah, the only way to spell it. So Jaden joining us, and we'll have to have him on again sometime. Big thanks to Tammy. She's hanging out in the studio with us today as well, and we appreciate.
She's shy to be on.
She'll be on one day. We'll get her on one of these days. She's like questionable right now, but one day she will. She's been out at trivia. I've seen her on getting involved. So we're excited to have her. And Tammy's just a walking testimony of this community and its embracement of people. Tammy came here, didn't really know a whole lot of folks, and now she's made so many friends. And that's because of the generous support of Huntsville. That's what we love about this community. We want to pull people in, hug on them, love them, and tell them how much we appreciate them. That's what Huntsville's all about. So we appreciate Tammy being here this morning. That will wrap it up, friends. We'll be back at it again tomorrow morning. Make sure to join us at 7 a.m., Special Merry Christmas. Sally Hosey saying Merry Christmas, y'all. And we will continue on with this show. We love you. I'll wrap it up with that as we end every show, reminding you this morning that we're not strong enough alone to make it our own. We need each other. Provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Good morning, Huntsville. God bless. Have a great day, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everybody.